Hello children, welcome to another new session of 10th class biological science, and today's topic is reproduction. Children, let us recapitulate what we have studied in our previous class. We discussed about sexual reproduction in plants, unisexual and bisexual flowers, pollination types of pollination, structure of pollen grain and ovule, 7-celled 8-nucleated embryo sac, and most importantly, we discussed about double fertilization. Children, today we are going to discuss the topic cell division and continuation of life. The scientist in the image is Virchow. He is the major proponent of cell theory, and his phrase omnis cellula decellulae is very famous. It means new cells arise from pre-existing cells, and it also mentions how new cells are important for the growth development of the organisms. Robert Remak, he is a German scientist. He was the first one who published his observations on cell division. He observed various embryos, and he was the first one to understand the mechanism of cell division. He also discovered binary fission was the only process of cell division in animals. Walter Fleming, he observed various plants and animals which were having the capacity to divide. As a result, he discovered that during the process of cell division, there were string-like structures present in the nucleus, and he worked during the process and mentioned that these string-like structures were called as chromosomes, and he also named the process as mitosis. Mitos means thin threads, fine threads. His important discovery, that is chromosomes appear double in nature. And you know children, why chromosomes are called so? Because chromo means colored. As the scientists were working on the process, they were using colors to stain the nucleus, and these thin thread-like structures were absorbing a more substance of stain. As a result, they called chromosomes Wilhelm Rocks. He proposed that chromosomes carried a different set of heritable elements. Children, you can see here heritable elements, that means the genetic material which is transferred from one generation to generation. So Wilhelm Rocks stated that chromosomes carried a set of heritable elements and they divided longitudinally, showing equal division. And also Wilhelm Rocks worked on the rediscovery of Mendel and stated that chromosomes played a major role in transferring the genetic material from one generation to other generation. And during the process of cell division, the cell divides into two cells, and each cell consists of the nucleus as that of the parent, and the condition of the nucleus is diploid. August Weismann, in successive generations, individuals of the same species have the same number of chromosomes. So children, observe over here that in every generation the number of the chromosome will remain same, and in successive cell divisions also the number of chromosome always remains constant. This was stated by August Weismann. And children, do you know that August Weismann was having poor eyesight, due to which he was not able to study the cell through microscope. As a result, he started observing things. As a result, he was into the work of understanding, interpreting, analyzing the information, because to develop science, just to work on the project is not important. You have to think, you have to analyze, you have to interpret. So August Weismann was doing this work, and he also developed science in many ways. Cell division. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Cell division is common in unicellular and multicellular organisms. And you know children, cell division is the process that transforms a human fertilized egg into a baby in 9 months and into an adult in the next 20 years. So cell division plays a major role in the development of the organism. Now, as we discussed that cell division helps in the development of cells, but the cell division process do not occur in our brain and heart. So we can say cell division never occur or cell division is absent in brain and heart. Bone marrow cells, whereas the bone marrow cells are actively dividing cells. That means the bone marrow cells contain the activity of division because you know RBC cells, the platelets and the white blood cells. Children, we discussed in our earlier classes also that RBC cells have the capacity to live for 120 days and after that they die. Immediately after 120 days, new RBC cells must be produced. So these RBC cells are produced from the bone marrow. Now all of you might get a doubt, where is this bone marrow present? Children, this bone marrow is present in our thigh. It is the largest bone in our body. So remember, bone marrow helps in the production of new cells and it is consisting of actively dividing cells. The best example for actively dividing cells, as you can see in the image, the finger is having a small cut. That means the blood is oozing out. Children, is the blood flowing all the time continuously? No. Just after a few seconds, the blood stops bleeding. That means during the process of this bleeding, a few chemicals are released and they create a clot at this wound. That means the process of bleeding is stopped. So what does this mean? The process of cell division has occurred, created a clot, and the continuation of the cell division will take place until the wound is healed completely, and when the skin is formed completely, the process of cell division will stop there. So the cell division process helps in the repair of the wound. Cell division helps in the growth, development of the organism. This is completely opposite to the normal cell division, that is abnormal cell division. Cancer cells are the best example for abnormal cell division. In normal cell division, the cell divides into two, and whereas in cancer cells, the cells will divide into many cells. You can see over here, the normal cell, two cells have been produced. This cell has to produce two cells, but when it comes to here, the cell is producing number of cells and it do not have any mechanism to stop the cell division. As a result, the organism will develop tumors. As a result, the organism undergoing this abnormal cell division will create tumors, and this will eventually lead to the death of the host. Cell cycle. Cell cycle consists majorly of interphase and M phase. In interphase, three stages are present, that is the G1 phase, the S phase and the G2 phase. Coming to M phase, we are having mitosis, meiosis and amitosis. Let us study all the stages in detail. So children, interphase, the first phase is G1 phase. This is the largest phase, and in this phase major changes take place, that is the beginning of the DNA synthesis will take place, and this also shows the ending of the mitotic phase. After G1 phase, S phase is present. S phase is called as the synthetic phase, and in S phase the DNA synthesis will occur, that is major DNA synthesis will take place. That is, in G1 phase the initiation of the DNA synthesis will take place, and you know that the cell will grow in size, the cell will enlarge in size. In S phase, major synthesis of the DNA will take place. We can say that S phase is nothing but the DNA synthesis phase. Next is the G2 phase. In G2 phase, the DNA synthesis will come to an end, and even this also shows the end of the interphase and the beginning of the mitotic stage. Children, the scientist named Pottu Narasimha Rao and Johnson conducted some experiments using the cell fusion technique, and these two scientists worked on the cells and proved the interphase process, and they published this work. Pottu Narasimha Rao, a renowned scholar and an eminent cytologist, came from a poor family in Muppala village of Guntur district. He completed his graduation in agriculture and did his MS in IAR, New Delhi. So children, isn't it a great news that Pottu Narasimha Rao is a Telugu person and he discovered interphase. Now let us know what is karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Children, First, let us know what is the meaning of karyokinesis. Karyo means nucleus. Kinesis means breaking. So, karyokinesis means breaking of the nucleus. And this karyokinesis is showed by prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Nothing but we will study all these stages as the mitosis in the further class. Karyokinesis means division of the nucleus. Cytokinesis, it is the division of the cytoplasm. As we all know, the cell consists of cytoplasm. So, during the process of cytokinase, the cytoplasm will divide. So, children, keep in mind, karyo means nucleus, that is karyokinesis, division of the nucleus. Cytokinesis, division of the cytoplasm. Mitosis. Mitosis is called as equational division. So, children, first keep in mind that during the process of mitosis, two cells are formed. That is, one cell will undergo the process of mitosis, divide and form into two cells. As you can see, mitosis means two cells are formed. So, mitosis is called as equational division. Now, in mitosis, we have various phases. The first phase is prophase. Pro means beginning. So, prophase is the first phase of mitosis. Children, let us know what are the changes which take place in prophase. So, in prophase, chromosomes are condensed and thickened. Before the stage of prophase, the chromosomes are very unequally distributed inside the nucleus. During the prophase, the chromosomes are organized. They condense. That means they become short. Thicken, they become little bit thick, and centrioles move to the opposite poles of the animal cell. As you can see, children, these structures which are present on either side of the cell, these are called as centrioles. And during the process of prophase, the centrioles from this place move towards the opposite poles. Centrioles provide attachment for spindle fibers. As we go for the further phases, you will see fine thread-like structures towards the chromosomes. We call those thread-like structures as spindle fibers. These centrioles play a major role in attaching the spindle fibers to the chromosomes. Let us see the structure of chromosome. Yes, children, you can see over here, this central part is called as the centromere. Attached to the centromere, we have chromatid. That means we are having a pair of chromatids. These two arm-like structures are called as chromatids, and in the center we are having centromere. As you can see over here, this is the chromosomes and these are called as the chromatids, and in the center we are having the centromere. Now, over here we discussed about centriole. Let us see how is the structure of centriole. This is the structure of the centriole, that is, we also call it as the centrosome. In the centrosome, these rod-like structures are formed. They are called as centrioles. They help in the attachment of the chromosomes, that is, the spindle fibers are fixed to the centrioles. Metaphase. As we have observed in prophase, the chromosomes are irregularly arranged in the cell, whereas in metaphase, you can see the chromosomes are arranged in the middle. Metaphase, chromosomes move towards the middle, that is the metaphase plate. We also called as equatorial plate or equational plate. So, in metaphase, you can observe the chromosomes are in the middle, whereas they are attached with the spindle fibers, and this part is the centriole. So, centriole is attaching the chromosomes with spindle fibers, and they all are brought to the middle of the cell. Anaphase. Anaphase, in this stage, the chromosomes move away towards the respective poles. That is, the spindle fibers pull the chromosomes towards their poles. As a result, the daughter chromosomes move towards the poles. So, in anaphase, the chromosomes move towards the opposite poles. Telophase. In telophase, the chromosomes reach to the opposite sides. That is, when you can see this image, the chromosomes are extremely towards their opposite poles. That means the cell is getting prepared to divide into two cells. The chromosomes reach the opposite poles of the cell, and begin to lengthen. That is, the chromosomes will increase in length. The spindle fibers, as we have observed in metaphase and in anaphase, there were spindle fibers. The spindle fibers will dissolve, and also the nuclear membrane forms around each mass of chromatin. Telophase is followed by cytokinesis, the division of the cytoplasm. Children, we have discussed earlier that division of the nucleus means karyokinesis, division of the cytoplasm means cytokinesis. So, the karyokinesis process has been taken place. Now, during the end stage, the process of cytoplasm will take place. That is nothing but the telophase stage shows the cell dividing into the two cells. Mitosis overview. As you can see over here, children, this is the interphase. Major changes have taken place in the interphase, and after interphase, the major cycle, that is the mitosis, will start. We also discussed that between two mitotic cycles, interphase will occur, so that the major changes which have to take place will occur during the interphase only. Immediately after interphase, prophase will take place, where the chromosomes will condense and thicken. Whereas in metaphase, the chromosomes move towards the middle of the cell with the help of spindle fibers attached to the centriole. That is, the centrioles attached with the spindle fibers to the chromosomes, they are brought to the middle of the cell. In anaphase, that the chromosomes are moving towards the respective poles. That is, the chromosomes move away. And in telophase, the cells divide. That is, the mitotic process will end over here, dividing the cell into two cells, because we discussed earlier that in the process of mitosis, one cell will divide into two cells. Children, this is the table. It is present in our textbook. Please go through this table, as it contains the major points, major events which take place in the mitotic phase. Let us go for the next stage of division, that is meiosis. Children, meiosis is called as reduction division, and in meiosis, one cell will give rise to four daughter cells. So, let us know where this meiosis will take place. So, children, this meiosis cycle will occur in the production of gametes during sexual reproduction. As we have discussed, mitosis will occur in all the parts of the body, like your hair, your skin, your nails. How are these all growing? These all grow due to the process of mitosis. But meiosis occurs exclusively during sexual reproduction. This do not occur in other parts of the body, and this is called as reduction division. That is the reason the number of chromosomes in every generation are maintained constant. So, let us know what is meiosis. Children, meiosis cycle has two phases, that is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In meiosis 1, we have the same names: prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, and it is followed by cytokinesis. Later on, meiosis 2 will take place, and even in meiosis 2, the same phases, that is prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2 occur, and it is followed by cytokinesis 2. Children, let us know what is prophase 1, because in prophase 1, major changes take place. What are the changes which occur in prophase 1? Because prophase 1 has 5 stages. What are they? During the process of meiosis, that is in prophase 1, the chromosomes get condensed and the major changes take place. That is, in meiosis 1 we have leptoteny, zygoteny, pachyteny, diploteny and diakinesis. During this prophase 1 only, the chromosomes are divided into half. As a result, you can see over here, the chromosomes will enter into the metaphase 1, they are paired. We have discussed earlier that in metaphase 1, the chromosomes will move towards the middle of the cell. In anaphase, the chromosomes move towards the opposite poles, and in telophase, the chromosomes divide into two. And during the process of the cytokinesis, you can see that in each cell, two set of chromosomes are present, and these cells enter into the meiosis 2, that is prophase. Again the meiosis 1 leads to meiosis 2, which consists of prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. This meiosis 2 is very much similar to the mitosis process, nothing but the cell dividing into two cells, each cell dividing into two cells. The major point to be noted over here is the chromosome numbers are divided into half, and each daughter cell receives half the number of the chromosomes as that of the parent. That means the parent cell is diploid in nature, whereas the daughter cells are haploid in nature. Let us study the comparison of mitosis and meiosis. In mitosis, the number of divisions which take place is only once, whereas in meiosis we have meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Number of daughter cells formed in mitosis is 2 daughter cells are formed, whereas in meiosis 4 daughter cells have formed. As we have discussed, the parent is diploid, whereas the daughter cells formed are 4, and they have half the number of chromosomes to that of the parent cell. Genetically identical in mitosis, the parents are genetically identical. In mitosis, you can take the example of amoeba. The daughter cell formed is the exact copy of the parent cell, but whereas in human beings, the children are not the exact copy of the parents because there will be variations. And the chromosome number in mitosis, the chromosome number is same that is present in parents, whereas in meiosis the chromosome number is half to that of the parent. Where do these mitosis occur? Mitosis occur in the somatic cells, whereas meiosis it occurs in the germ cells, nothing but the reproductive cells. When do this mitosis occur? This mitosis occur throughout the life, and meiosis occurs at sexual maturity. What is the role played by the mitosis? Mitosis helps in growth and repair, whereas meiosis it helps in sexual reproduction only. Reproductive health. Children, a healthy human being can lead a happy life, and for that we need to have a healthy reproductive system also. Government of India has decided a legal marriage age of girls and boys, that is girls have 18 years and boys have 21 years. Why is that the government has decided this legal age? Because after this age, the children, that is girls and boys, are physically and mentally ready to accept to the challenges which are present after the marriage life. That is, maybe the formation of the baby, the couple is ready to accept the physical and the mental changes that occur during the process of reproduction. And early marriage is also very bad to the young children, as this will lead to the lot of reproductive health issues in women. Small family, happy family. The government has also a slogan, Chota Parivar, Sukhi Parivar. Nothing but the government wants to mention that a family consisting of only 2 children will be very happy, because the parents will be able to provide good education, good nutritious food to the children, and if the children are healthy, obviously the nation also will be healthy. And if the family is small, the need for the food also will be small. As a result, there won't be much burden on the government also for the production of food grains. Healthy society. If the human being is healthy in all the possible ways, physically, mentally, even his reproductive health, that means the people around him are also healthy. So, a healthy family is nothing but a healthy society. Child marriage is the negative practice which is followed in our society. That is, children getting married at a very tender age, and this will affect them mentally. And children, in your exams you get slogans to write about child marriage. Please make a note of these slogans, that is, child marriage a social evil, child marriage losing a game, my childhood my right, say no to child marriage, she is child herself, why burden her with another child. So children, child marriage is very negative and it has a bad impact on the family and the society too. Sexually transmitted diseases. Children, sexually transmitted diseases means the diseases which are transmitted to the other person during the sexual intercourse, and this include bacterial infections like gonorrhea, syphilis, and viral infections like AIDS. which is caused by the virus HIV. The full form of HIV is Human Immune Deficiency Virus. What are the causes of STD? Children, the causes of STD is spread by unsafe sexual contacts, by using infected devices, and even when the mother is pregnant and she is HIV positive, then there are very fair chances of the baby getting HIV positive. Next, illiteracy and poor health are also the major reasons for the sexually transmitted diseases. What are the measures taken by the government to prevent such diseases? Children, do you know that December 1st is dedicated as World AIDS Day? On this day, the awareness is spread among the people that what are the causes, what are the consequences of AIDS. So it is called as red ribbon. It is a universal symbol of awareness and support for the people living with HIV. And there is another program called ART Center, that is antiretroviral therapy. In this ART centers, the HIV patients are provided the medicines which will cure them with HIV. You know, children, along with ART, along with these other red ribbon programs, government has arranged some AIDS control projects, and like ASHA workers, all of them work for the development of the HIV patient's health. Birth control methods. Children, if the population is increasing, it has a negative impact on the development of the nation. So people have to follow the birth control methods, and people can use contraceptives so to stop the process of pregnancy. Physical devices like condoms and diaphragm etc. are used to stop the birth control methods, and few of them are copper T, vasectomy, tubectomy. Teenage motherhood. Children, teenage motherhood is nothing but becoming a mother just in her teens, that is teenage motherhood. As the girl is not prepared mentally, physically, she cannot take up the responsibility of the child. As a result, teenage motherhood must be prohibited. Stop female feticide, save the girl child. So children, female feticide must be stopped. That is the reason the government has decided that the doctors will not tell the gender of the baby to the parents, because if it is the baby girl, the parents go for the abortion. So that is the reason the government has legally stopped telling the gender of the child. Save the girl child. What we have learned? Children, we have learned cell cycle, mitosis and meiosis, reproductive health, birth control methods, fighting against social evils. Improve your learning. Make a flowchart to show the cell cycle and explain the process of cell division, that is in the mitosis. And also prepare a flow chart showing the sexual reproduction in plants, as we have discussed this in our earlier classes. And what would be the consequence if there is no meiosis in organisms that reproduce sexually? Because children, we have discussed in this class that meiosis process will take place only in the sexual reproduction. What precautions will you take to keep away from various sexually transmitted diseases? Conduct a seminar on child marriages and feticide. Write the differences between mitosis and meiosis. So children, make a note of these questions and write the notes regarding these questions and show it to your biological science teachers. For better understanding of the concepts, solve the worksheets. Please visit the official website of SIET. Thank you. Let us meet in our next session of biological science.